Make your voice heard. Hello, I'm Mark Patch. I'm an international representative with IATSE, the union behind entertainment, and we are excited today to announce the new IATSE VFX Workers Survey, which aims to capture VFX workers currently back to work in the United States. Last year's survey proved to be a critical tool for VFX workers to unite around shared priorities for change in our industry, and we hope this new survey will expand to reach more workers than ever before. Now, we want to put this in the hands of you, the VFX workers, and so today we've got an incredible lineup of VFX workers just like yourselves and leaders who've made this possible. We will be sharing how this survey and this work to build our community is how we build our truth. And ultimately, truth is the best antidote to inequality. So make your voices heard and help us combine truth with action and bring union standards and justice to VFX. First, I'd like to pass it to Vice President of IATSE and Director of the Motion Picture Television Department, Mike Miller.
Thanks, Mark. Welcome, everyone, to the launch of the VFX survey. Nothing is more important to workers organizing than having their voices heard, and the survey is a tool that can be used as we prioritize organizing in visual effects. We've had some amazing successes with Marvel and with Disney and Lightstorm, and we're continuing to build on that success. And all of that comes from participation in the organizing process from people in the workforce that want their voices to be heard, want their working conditions to change, want to create an environment of respect and equality with portable benefits that can follow the entire workforce throughout your career. In order to do that, we have to organize, we have to all come together and do that jointly. And the first step and the ongoing step in that process is to participate in the survey and make your voices heard. Thank all of you for participating. Thank all of you that are watching this. And we look forward to continuing the amazing organizing work that the Visual Effects Organizing Committee has been doing thus far. Thank you all, and I look forward to the day I get to swear in all of the visual effects workers in our industry as part of the IA. The IA is the union behind entertainment, and we are the union for visual effects workers.
Hey, my name is Summer Benton, and I'm an environment artist on the Avatar sequels. I started with my production in August of 2018, and I was part of the team that was able to create Avatar 2: The Way of Water, which grossed over $2 billion in the market, which was really great because this was one of the first big blockbusters after COVID. And we were all really concerned about how the movie theaters would be after that pandemic. But I was very lucky to be part of this team. I am a part of a wonderful group of fellow VFX artists, but I noticed that there was some indiscrepancies in wages and benefits regarding gender pay and other issues and role responsibilities and descriptions from artist to artist as well, which was very concerning. I was not able to be a part of this survey when it initially came out, but I discovered it in around March of 2023, and it really opened my eyes to see how VFX artists are being treated in comparison to other unionized artists. I saw the results that showed that many of us are not receiving retirement. A lot of us are concerned about our overtime not being paid. A lot of us are concerned about other benefits that other artists do not have to worry about because they are unionized. This led me to research what is different in contracts with the Editorial Guild and the Art Director Guild and other unionized IATSE companies. And this information led me to believe that even though I had tried to make aware of my concerns to production, things were not changing unless we came together collectively and collectively come together to bargain for the things we deserve as VFX artists. So using this information, I and a wonderful team of other coworkers were able to organize TCF Productions 27 / the Avatar sequel / all the people who are working in the lab at Lightstorm. and we were able to petition the NLRB for an election, and we won our recognition with the NLRB. I know this survey impacted me personally because I would not have known what I deserved without this. I had an inkling, but it was oh, well, that's just the industry. Can't change it. That's just how it is. But we can change it. And by us coming together and communicating with each other about our working conditions and our pay and all other things, we are able to make a difference and organize. So that is why I believe this survey is very important. And I strongly urge everyone to fill it out to the best of their abilities and to share it with other VFX co-workers and friends and people need to know about this.
Hi all, my name is Anna George, and I'm a member of the VFX Union through our successful organizing campaign at Marvel Studios. I have only been in the VFX industry for about 2 years as a VFX PA and assistant coordinator, but I have been very lucky during that short time to join the movement for a union in our industry. I traveled to Washington, D.C. as part of the movement and was incredibly honored to speak to lawmakers about what we are fighting for. I was the first VFX worker that they had heard from, and it was incredibly cool to see our members of the Congressional Labor Caucus as fired up about our needs as we were. Like many industries, one of the tools used to prevent unionization is discouraging discussion of our work environment. I knew it was important to form this union after discovering pay discrepancies between me and my friends doing similar jobs. I was only able to come to that conclusion by discussing rates and conditions with everyone who would discuss it with me. VFX workers working in a culture of silence and not talking about our conditions and pay have long been used against us. This survey is a chance to open everyone's eyes to what the real conditions in VFX are and the inequalities that have long existed. With this survey as a tool, we have changed the narrative in VFX. It's not about how bad it's been, it's about how good it's going to be. And we are the people who get to decide what that good looks like. We at Marvel are currently in active negotiations with Disney, and it is us, the workers, sitting down with them and saying, this is what we want. This survey has been a vital tool in doing this. I thank everyone who has filled it out already, encourage everyone to keep filling out. This momentum is everything.
Hello, my name is James Dorof, and I've been in the visual effects industry for over 20 years on both the client and the vendor sides, working most recently as VFX photographer and on-set supervisor, working on the original Matrix sequels, to making sure Garfield's fur is looking good at R&H, to traveling to the Arctic Circle to photograph background environments for Justice League, to a recent project doing some space exploration in a film called Project Artemis. I've been involved in the unionization efforts of VFX for over 3 years now. When the industry started to shut down at the start of COVID, we started ramping things up. It started as a localized group trying to figure out how we can start building a better sustainable future by holding VFX forums where we openly discussed our rates amongst each other and starting doing rate bullying, building various VFX social networks like the VFX Slack group, to now having 3 successful campaigns at some of the biggest VFX employers, with multiple campaigns still in progress. Members of this AC are volunteers, often working on campaigns that don't directly benefit us, since we may not be employed at that particular studio. But we are doing this work not for our singular voice, but for our collective voices. The biggest weapon that employers have against us is our voices silenced and having us think that the rate we receive is a special compensation provided just to us individually, when in actuality, it's often a predetermined lowball rate, but not to be shared so we don't know any difference. We need to lift that veil from our eyes and have our voices heard. One of our most effective tools is this rate pool. Filling out this information and passing it forward to your colleagues and industry friends makes sure that we are hearing and including everyone's voice in our collective reach. We need these conversations and connections, not just for the people we know in various circles, but an outreach to groups, shows, and networks that we might not be aware of. Now that work is starting back up, we need to spend a few minutes to fill this out and pass it forward to get these conversations started and continue this momentum for a movement that builds a better life for visual effects employees and getting a seat at a table we rightly deserve with IATSE at our backs.
Hello, my name is Maggie Cheung. I've been working as a visual effects artist in post-production for almost 20 years. My engagement with union organizing in VFX began in 2013 when I wrote an article for IndieWire about what it's like to be a visual effects worker in response to the Life of Pi controversy. I currently serve as a volunteer organizer on 2 IATSE union campaigns, including the VFX Union and Gaming Union Advisory Councils, and have been a very vocal IATSE union advocate since I filled out the last visual effects survey issued in late 2022. So why the IA? This survey was a gateway for me to learn about IATSE and the workers' collective solutions to solve collective problems that continue to plague our industry. Important issues like access to portable healthcare, fair wages, meal penalties, better work-life balance. For decades, I have publicly advocated for the need of a visual effects union, and this survey provided me a platform to speak from my truth and share my experience confidentially, knowing that someone on the other side might hear my call for action. My participation in the survey was finally my chance to do what I could to help uplift the people that have shared their grievances and fears about the sustainability of our industry. 10 years ago, Visual Effects Soldier started a revolution when over 400 visual effects workers picketed the line at the Oscars, but ultimately failed at winning a union. IATSE heard our call, picked up the pieces from where things were left off, and made history when we won the union for Marvel, Disney, and Lightstorm. You can do this too for your company. This is your moment. Get involved by filling out our visual effects return to work survey, then share it with your industry friends and colleagues. Remember that a union is only as strong and effective as the members who actively engage in its activities. Exercise your power by being informed and getting involved with us here at IATSE.
Hell yeah. All right, Alex, you gotta follow that.
It's always hard to follow Maggie. There we go. Hi, I'm Alex Torres. I've been in visual effects since about 2005. I've served, let me try this again. All right. Hi, I'm Alex Torres. I've been in visual effects since about 2005. I've served in quite a few roles over the years, from a roto paint artist to a vendor studio side executive. It has afforded me the experience of witnessing many echelons of our craft, but it also revealed a reoccurring issue within the VFX community. VFX workers have not had any representation for our incredibly diverse, complex, and fundamentally integral department. Currently, a VFX worker must always negotiate their compensation on their own in a vacuum. This creates a culture of fear where workers and vendors blindly compete to just win the bid for the project. By and large, this has been effective in terms of getting projects done on time or under budget, but always at the expense of the visual effects workers. As a department, visual effects has gone from a field strictly for specialized shots to a one-stop shop, where a multitude of notes that need to be addressed to get done for the final project have to get done. Despite advances in technology and pipelines, VFX has and always will require the input of workers who understand those tool sets and workflows. With its ever-changing landscape, one factor remains consistent. VFX workers are a requirement to get the work done. With this updated return to work survey, we would like to get it out to all the folks you know who are working in visual effects. It will keep the momentum that has been started over at Marvel, Disney, DNEG, and Lightstorm. Most importantly, though, it brings us together for this conversation. VFX needs a union, and we need everybody's help to keep that going.